Hello, you absolute legends. Welcome back to the channel. John here. I'm in my back garden with this, which is my Proton 1.5 SE. You may or may not know on the channel, but behind me is my workshop, which is where I keep cars undercover. However, the collection has outgrown itself to a point where I've actually got 6 cars stored in front of the workshop out in the elements. Now that isn't ideal, if I'm honest. Not only have I got 10 cars on the front drive, but these 6 cars need to go somewhere. It's not something that I'm looking to part with anytime soon, but also I don't value them that extra mile to put them in the garage, which leaves me with a predicament really, because I hate standing things like this over winter. I'm certainly not using this over winter, and in this video we're just going to look how it's deteriorated in the past 6 months. I parked the car up in October 2023. It's now the middle of March. Beautiful day here in Lincolnshire, lovely spring day. Summer is certainly on the way, and I want to use this as my classic daily. I do commute to it, to work in it, but I haven't had a look at it since October when I parked it up. And actually I've just got in the car to reverse it up for this video, and I've spotted a few problems. So this video is going to be called How Rotten and How Mouldy is My Proton After Being Sat Off the Road for 6 months. So as you can see, this is the area that I've kept the Proton in over winter, and the reason I've got it out is not only to cut the grass, I've got my mower there, but it's also to check all the fleet out and actually do some groundwork, because we're looking to build a hard standing area all across here and all at the back there, so these will fare a little bit better next winter. At the moment I'm deciding between concrete and gravel. We shall soon find out, but the last thing I want is for the fleet to be stood on grass, especially if they're quite low, like the Audi. Right, let's take a look then at the car, see how it's fared in the past 6 months. If you remember me buying this, I bought it sort of a year ago today. It's gone a little bit green around there. It is just pure, oh no, it's going to need a good old scrub there. Number plates have fared okay, the badge has fared alright. There are things living in there. Something in there has gone a bit rotten and rusty, and there's actually quite a lot of fallout on the bonnet that you can see. The paintwork feels, well, really flat. And if you haven't seen the video on the channel, this is the one that Mrs. John Coupland took viral with like 3 million views. The headlamp protectors have fared okay, and of course this has fared alright because, well, it's plastic. Let's take a look at the wheel arch here. Yeah, okay. The springs, well, they've got a bit of surface corrosion on, and the wheel trims are okay. A little bit of corrosion on this bolt here, but there's mud everywhere, all up in there. Badges are fared okay, they're all right. There's a good reason I've got the doors open, you'll find out in just a minute. Wipers, yeah, they're looking okay. This scuttle panel has deteriorated just a little bit. Glass is all right, but as you can see in there, the headlining has started to sag, but we'll have a look at that again when we go inside. Doors, yeah, they're okay, aren't they? And the glass is all right. Thankfully, it has not been too bad of a winter. We haven't had standing snow and standing ice, etc. This door card here, well, there's a little bit of mould set in. It should just be surface, yeah, it should just wipe away there, which is good news. And in here, in the sills, yeah, a little bit crusty in there, isn't it? But nothing too bad. Passenger footwell looking good, and the passenger seat looking good. Again, a little bit of mould on the passenger seat belt, but not too bad there. This door's fared up okay. No mould really in the back. Now this is the wheel arch. Now it hasn't gone like this over the winter, so please don't panic. It has always been like this, but it has sort of got a bit more brown. I'm wondering if a little bit of tea cut or a little bit of a tart up will will stop that from deteriorating so bad over the next sort of 6 to 8 months. Door shuts, well, they're a bit green around the gills, but actually not too bad. In here, I haven't had a look at yet. Again, this wheel and tyre, fine. At the moment, it's looking like it just needs a bit of a scrub. Let's take a look in here. Oh yeah, that's gone exceptionally green in there, hasn't it? And it's sort of stained the paintwork, which isn't ideal. This window trim has started to sort of pop out there. That's from where it's been sat in the sunshine. Let's take a look at the back. Not too bad. This badge hasn't deteriorated at all. There's a couple new blebs here on the spoiler, and what those blebs are is where water gets in. And aside from putting a little pinhole in them and bleeding them, there's not much more you can do. You'll see here that the paint sort of lifted because it's like a rubberized vinyl, and you'll be able to see all that fall out on there. The worst part, if I'm honest, is where that spoiler meets the boot lid. Very, very dirty. It might be a bit of a nuisance to clean off. Last thing I want is for it to be ingrained in the paintwork. Okay, let's take a look underneath here at the back box. Yeah, that's okay. It hasn't fared too badly, actually, under there or there, which is good news. The exhaust wasn't new, but it was one I salvaged off another car. Let's come round to this side then. Yeah, I'm starting to see that is a problem. Will that come out of there? Oh, that is like slime. Wipe my fingers on there. That's not great, if I'm honest with you. And then we've got moss all growing in the back here. There. But nothing that a bit of a scratch about won't get rid of. This hasn't deteriorated too bad. Again, driver's wheel arch. Well, it has deteriorated that. It's gone sort of up here a little bit. I wonder if I could just rub it. No, it's not going to just disappear with a bit of tea-cut, that. It needs sort of treating and painting. The tyres haven't actually gone flat, which I'm surprised about. But if you start looking down here, you can see the interior here has gone mouldy. Oh, hang on a minute. Ah, there's a puddle in the... Oh, no, right. Okay, there's a leak somewhere then, and it's coming out of the back here. Is there any water coming out of there? We've got a problem there. There's clearly water in the headlining, and I have a sneaky suspicion, I can probably guess where that water in the headlining is coming from. It's going to be coming from that sunroof, which will be leaking. Which I'm gutted about, actually, because it wasn't really leaking when I parked it up. Let's take a look at the driver's seat then. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of mould on there. This has fell down. This is sort of a piece of headlining trim. These are a nuisance to put back on. There's not that much evidence in here of it being wet, apart from a bit of rust there on the driver's floor mat. Mould. And then, yeah, on here and here, more mould and a little few cobwebs. Is it surface again? It's a bit more than surface there. It needs a little bit of a scrub. Yeah, this isn't a good sign around here. It's fared a little bit worse on the driver's side than it has on the passenger's side. I've got a piece of trim lifting as well there. Let's pop the bonnet, have a look under there. And like I said, the car did actually start first time. We'll start it up in just a minute so you can have a listen. This wheel arch, not looking too bad. These bonnets, by the way, if you've never lifted one, they are really heavy. So I might have to put you down for a second. Right, I've got the bonnet open now, and now I can see the difference. Yeah, there's a little bit of new surface rust on this sort of cross member piece here. The main thing that's covered in surface rust, sadly, is this engine block top. Certainly wasn't like that to that extent when I parked it up. Neither was this air filter box. Have I lost any levels? No, I've not lost any levels on the way. And surprisingly, the battery, well, it didn't need jump starting. It started straight up. That bulkhead's looking okay. Under here, looking fine as well. A bit of rust on there, but actually I can't really remember just how bad that was. Let's take a look at what it sounds like running. We'll start it up. Like I said, all I've done is drive it from there to here. One of the brakes was seemingly stuck on, but it might just be a case of giving it a bez down the road, and hopefully it's fixed the problem. Right, okay, so I've started the car up. Oh, I didn't notice all that in there. Green, comes with free green. What a beautiful day in Lincolnshire, by the way. Absolutely stunning. Great day to get some gardening done. And there it is. That Magma engine, 12 valve, doesn't seem to be struggling in any way, shape or form. The idle is okay. It's ticking over nicely, in fact. It's ticking over very nicely. We'll just give it a quick gentle rev. I don't want to, rev the arse off it. We'll just give it a rev, have a look. Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad. Just make sure the exhaust isn't blowing. Like I say, it has had a relatively new exhaust. No, exhaust's not blowing. Yeah, I think with a good scrub, the car will be ready to rumble. I'm obviously going to make sure that it's nice and safe, clean off the brakes, ease and strip them, and take it down the road. It is, of course, taxed, insured and MOT'd. MOT until June, so I've got another couple of months yet of driving, but it didn't hold up too bad. Obviously I've got to identify the source of that leak. It might be taking the sunroof out and resealing it, sort of thing, but considering it's been stood for 6 months, I'm quite impressed that it started first time. What do you reckon? Well, there you have it then. It's a little bit grim, but it hasn't deteriorated as far as I'd expected. Aside from the water leaks, clearly there's an issue with the sunroof that we need to address, and being a bit green round the gills, the underside hasn't fared too bad, and considering it's been stood on grass, I know that's not ideal. It started up first time, and it seems to be running okay. Just needs a good old scrub. Anyway, hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be building a hard standing area so I can put the rest of the collection on and hopefully keep them under some sort of cover. We'll see how we get on with that. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, thumbs up please. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do. And if you could, leave a comment down below. Any suggestions, any top tips? How to stop this from going just so bad over the winter period? Let me know in the comments below. Till next time, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
If you've enjoyed this video, I've selected a few more specially for you on this page. Click either side to select them now. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button to always stay up to date with the channel.